The art of the entrance is a main part of wrestlers' presentation towards getting over. Fans love being engaged by a talent's music hitting and a fun entrance starting, or they used to before everyone got death rebelled. WWE has always put extra time and effort into these details once Vince McMahon's concept of sports entertainment began to take off. Each era of WWE further pushed the envelope of all the variables one can use to enhance an entrance. However, it becomes most popular and memorable thing about certain talents who didn't have equally great matches or promos. Welcome to Honor Wrestling Club, and here are the 10 wrestlers whose entrance was their best feature. Welcome to the club. In number 10, we have the Ultimate Warrior, whose intensity and fun entrance carried him. The Ultimate Warrior is judged harshly for his lackluster matches not holding up, and his promos being nearly impossible to understand today. However, older fans can attest that Warrior's entrance with his memorable theme and sprinting to the ring won everyone over. Hell, even modern fans would enjoy his theme. And then he would just peg it to the ring. No one in wrestling had an entrance quite as electric as Warrior, who to have the crowd hyped before the match even started. Warrior's flaws would then get exposed once the match did begin, and he typically had limited performances, getting led by his opponents. Due to his sprint, he was usually gassed out, so he needed to catch his breath first before he could do much. In number 9, we have Enzo Amore and Big Cass, whose pre-match promo had the fans hyped, and you can't teach that. The duo of Enzo Amore and Big Cass did peak in NXT, but there was huge hype for them getting called up to the main roster. Enzo's slick talking ability and Cass's catchphrases made them a popular act as fans loved chanting along with them. Crowd participation became a huge part of Enzo and Cass's appeal to get over with the main roster fans. Unfortunately, WWE management lost faith in both men due to backstage issues to end the team prematurely before they could really get anywhere near hitting their full potential. Thankfully, Cass has managed to bounce back and is currently enjoying a pretty good run in AEW. In number 8, we have the Sandman, who did continue to come through the crowd from ECW. WWE signed the Sandman once they started their own version of ECW in 2006. Sandman only used his legendary Enter Sandman theme by Metallica once in WWE, on the first One Night Stand event for those wondering. Since they weren't going to pay a massive royalty fee for a nostalgia wrestler on their third most important brand. Hell, they probably cared more about Velocity than ECW. Fans still enjoyed Sandman coming through the audience with his Singapore cane before matches. Not much else was expected from him, to be fair, since he wasn't a great worker and got the perk of masking his flaws with a perfect gimmick. He would probably be much higher on this list if he still had the Metallica song, the beers and the cigarettes, but what was here was still pretty good. In number 7, we have Mordecai, whose entrance was his only memorable thing. Who'd thought Mordecai would make it onto one of these here lists? On a positive one as well. Mordecai was played by Kevin Thorne as WWE hoped to have a major new heel character to eventually challenge The Undertaker. The Zealot gimmick was Mordecai dressing all white while talking down to the audience about their sins. A memorable entrance gave Mordecai massive flames surrounding him as he carried his symbol. The entrance felt spooky enough to show that WWE cared enough to invest time into his presentation, but the matches did nothing once the bell rang, and he would soon become a spooky vampire on the ECW brand when it went to Sci-Fi. In number 6, we have 3-Minute Warning, as their surprise appearances became their act. Eric Bischoff, having power as the Raw general manager, led him to introducing an act meant to serve as his henchmen. Rosie and Jamal became known as 3-Minute Warning, to represent Bischoff telling his enemies that they had 3 minutes to entertain him or win him over before their attack. The massive performers appearing out of nowhere to attack other talents or tag team acts became exciting television. Rosie and Jamal eventually made changes to feel like a more traditional tag team, which ended their momentum from having the more unique presentation, which was radically different to everyone else on the roster. In number 5, we have the Boogeyman. His creepy entrance became his identity. WWE had the bold idea to make a character named the Boogeyman a babyface that tormented the heel performers on the roster. Boogeyman had a dark entrance with red lights showing him slowly pacing to the ring in ridiculous gear and smashing an alarm clock on his head. The entrances interrupting others often saw Boogeyman attacking the heels and placing worms in their mouth as the music continued to play. Truly unsettling. Matches and promo segments never hit near the same levels as his entrances did for the WWE, although they were better than you'd expect them to be. In number 4, we have the Honky Tonk Man. As his hilarious entrance made him a star, the Honky Tonk Man became the longest tenured Intercontinental Champion until Gunther broke his record in 2023. WWE made the Honky Tonk Man feel like a special heel due to his musician gimmick, leading to him performing his own theme song. And definitely wasn't just copying and pasting Elvis. What do you mean it is? No, it's not. Completely different. Fans enjoyed watching the heel do his trademark dance routine and enjoyed his song before each match. The matches became secondary for Honky, since fans loved paying attention to his entrance before the dull in-ring moments. In number 3, we have Gangrel, as his vampire character led to a really cool entrance. WWE were initially using Gangrel with Edge and Christian as the Brood trio, playing into his vampire gimmick. All 3 men portrayed vampires since Edge and Christian were younger talents who still were getting established on the roster and required a gimmick. The Brood entrance became a huge hit that fans loved in the Attitude Era, and still love when Edge used a version of it today. It involved more heavy breathing than Gangrel's extracurricular activities, and then they would rise up through the stage in a ring of fire. Edge and Christian became known as really good workers thanks to some ladder matches with the Hardys that you may have heard of. I don't know, they never really got talked about all that much. But Gangrel relied heavily on the entrance to carry him during and after the Brood time. The Brood time sounds like a really weird bar. In number 2, we have Fandango, as his entrance song became a popular fad. Da 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 da. Vince McMahon came up with the idea of an obnoxious ballroom dancer for Fandango to play the heel character. A debut match at WrestleMania 29, defeating Chris Jericho, which had a bigger payoff of fans humming along to his song the next night repeatedly, especially during the really boring matches on that show. WWE tried a bit too hard to make Fandangoing a thing, and this ended up backfiring, which hurt his momentum. Fandango's entrance always delivered strong results, but he could never get to the next level during his chapter of his career due to everything peaking with his entrance, and on literally day 1. And number 1, we have the New Age Outlaws, as fans loved Road Dogg's pre-match promo. The New Age Outlaws became a hit tag team once struggling stars Road Dogg and Billy Gunn teamed up, stopping being Rockabilly and the Roadie. Much cooler as Road Dogg and Billy Gunn. WWE gave them much more creative freedom to add to their entrance, including Road Dogg's infamous "Oh, you didn't know" promo lines. The crowd participation was quite innovative and helped them become one of the most over live acts in the company. Gunn didn't do much talking until the end as he ended the D-Generation X "Suck it" promo line. WWE pushed the New Age Outlaws due to the entrance becoming more popular than their matches. And there you have it, there's our list. So, what do you think? Let us know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this list, be sure to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button if you are new around here. That's all for now, so I'd like to thank you for watching and welcome to the club. See ya!